Hello, this is RJ. Hey, RJ, I'm a new wholesaler in Fort Worth, Texas, and I was just reaching out to see if you were interested in buying any more properties in Fort Worth. I am. What you got? Well, actually, we don't have any deals right now. We just wanted to reach out to see what your buy box was so we could specifically go out and get whatever it is that you're looking for. I've had this conversation time and time again, and it drives me crazy every single time. Don't be that wholesaler. You don't need to go build out a buyer's list. You don't need to know what the buyer's buy box is. We have tools that do that for us now. See, I used to be obsessed with building buyer's lists. When we got started, the main dispositions tool that we used was MailChimp and email marketing. So we would build up that buyer's list, as many emails as we could possibly get in all the different locations. But over the years, I learned something. So needing to know what the buyer's buy box is. Who are you kidding? You can barely comp and underwrite right now. You're going to lock anything up that you can get. You're going to send it to every single buyer. Stop acting like you're really locking things up that specifically hit one buyer's buy box, and then you're sending it to them. It's just a crock of shit. Like, that's not what you're doing. If you have an opportunity to get a deal under contract and you feel like it's somewhat of a wholesale property and you can see an exit strategy, you know you're going to lock that up and you're going to try to dispo it, right? Like, let's just cut through it and let's be real and honest with ourselves. That's what we monetize is contracts. So this whole wasting time to go talk to our buyers and build up this buyer's list, that's just an excuse for you not to take action yet. That's all it is. It's a fear-based decision where you say, I'm not ready yet to pick the phone up and talk to sellers, comp and underwrite, do all this, and maybe even find out that I'm not good or cut out to be a wholesaler. So I'm going to postpone it. I'm going to drag this along. I'm going to go waste my buyers, aka your customers' time. I don't want you calling me and asking me what my buy box is. I want to know, what do you have under contract right now? Do you have a deal for me? No? Why are you calling me? Don't waste my time. That was a moment of truth. The opportunity for you to be like, I have a deal right now in 76112. And I see you, RJ, have bought properties in 76112. Here's what it is. It's a 3-2, 1,200 square foot, and I'm selling it for $100,000. It can be worth $250. Boom, baby. Now we're talking. If you don't have that, you're just wasting my time as the end buyer, the customer, and your own time as a wholesaler. We all know time equals money. But do we really live by that rule? Do we look at it and say, every single day I'm maximizing my opportunities, my time that's available to me, the most precious asset that you have, time to capitalize inside your business? Well, if you're going around trying to build this buyer's list and find out specific buyers' buy boxes, I don't think you are. I think you're misguided. I think it's hurting your business overall. With the tools and the systems that we have available in 2025, we don't need to call a buyer and ask them what their buy box is. We can literally just look it up. We can go and see how many properties have they purchased? What did they purchase them for? How long did they own them? And what did they sell them for? From there, you can almost even reverse engineer and know how much rehab they put in those properties. So again, if you really need to know what your buyer's buy box is, you could just use a system. And this is what we do. And this is why we're successful at virtually wholesaling anywhere in the United States. Because when we get a lead and we know that we have a motivated seller that needs to sell a property for a discount, we can reverse engineer the deal by seeing where our buyers purchase properties. This is why we call it wherein buyers buy. And we eliminated from our language here at Titanium the maximum allowable offer. See, maximum allowable offer just by nature was saying, well, this is the max that I'm allowed to offer because this is where buyers buy. Well, why don't we just look and see where are the buyers buying? That was a guessing game. You needed to know the buyer's buy box previously because you didn't have that system. You didn't have that tool that would tell you exactly where they're purchasing properties and for how much and for how long and how much profit did they make on it. But we know that now. So why these tools are so important to virtually wholesaling is because now we already know that. It's at our fingertips at all times. So we just move forward. So you don't need to stop to build a buyer's list. In fact, we don't even have a buyer's list anymore, anywhere, like at all. I mean, I guess technically speaking, our investor lift account has a buyer's list, but I don't consider that our list. I consider the tool and all of the buyers across the United States ours. So as we get leads and we start talking to sellers and we're doing acquisitions, we then look to see where are our buyers, the buyers in this area, where are they purchasing properties? And then we get it in that range, and then we present that deal to them. So when we're reaching out to our end buyers, we're not asking them a dumbass question like, what's your buy box? We're saying, here's a deal. Analyze this. Take a look and tell me, do you want it or do you not? And if you don't want it, why? Let's have a conversation about that. Now, I frequently talk about how do you overcome the most common type of seller? Highly motivated, but incorrect price. You educate them. You educate them on the after repair value. You educate them on the amount of repairs that would be needed to achieve said after repair value. And then holding costs, closing costs, and the most important thing, the profit. So we educate them and we reverse engineer that. It's math, not magic. That's how we get to those numbers. We do the exact same thing during dispositions. So while you're sitting there asking a buyer and irritating them about what's your buy box, Mr. Cash Buyer who's bought 50 properties in the past year, please take time out of your day to educate me on how I can provide value for your business. The difference is I call that same buyer and I say, hey, Cash Buyer, I see that you bought a property just right down the road. I've got another one under contract and I've got it available for the exact same price that you just bought that property for. Would you be interested in this one? And if the answer is no, we're going to have a logical conversation about the numbers the same way we do with the motivated seller. Well, if you bought that property for $100,000 and I'm selling you this property, which is the exact same property for $100,000 because it's a comparable property, a comp, why wouldn't you be interested in this one? Where did I miss? Was it the after repair value? Was it the amount of repairs needed? Was it the holding costs, the closing costs? Or are you just not happy with the amount of profit that I allocated? And then from there, if there really, truly is a difference in our numbers, that's where we would go back and renegotiate with the seller based off of that education that our end buyer, the cash buyer, gave us about that property. Who's going to know more than they will? Someone that's buying properties in that neighborhood, that's doing the work and going to take on all of the liability by purchasing this property. This is how we navigate every single day here at Titanium. This is why I don't believe you need to go out and build a buyer's list. You can get a lead anywhere in the United States, and as long as you have a software, whether it's Investor Lift, Deal Speed, Investor Base, Privy, PropStream, whatever it is that you want to use, then you can see that there is investor activity going on in the area, cash buyers buying properties, then you're golden. You're good to move forward because you know that there is someone there looking to purchase a property. Not only are they looking for it, but they have. Here's another reason why I don't like trying to build the buyer's list prior to having a property under contract. When I look at what we are trying to accomplish as a wholesaler, we have two responsibilities. One to the seller, one to the end buyer. Seller, we're just solving their problems. To the end buyer, our responsibility is to provide equity and, if applicable, there we go. Almost messed up the whole video. Cash flow. When we analyze these deals, and we know that we can do that, we provide that to them up front, we stand out from our competition. But when we have that moment of truth with that end buyer, that cash buyer, and we call them, and we show how green we are and how ignorant we are that we don't even have a deal to present to them, it immediately starts off the relationship on a sour note. I get called from virtual assistants and new wholesalers every single day. Guess what I never see is a deal. They never actually send me deals. This is how we continue to crush the competition. Stand out. Take the bull by the horns. Get a lead. Call the seller. Lock that deal up where the numbers make sense, where you know the end buyers are buying the deals. Leverage the software and the technology available to you to bring great deals. And that is how you establish relationships with your end buyers that will stand the test of time. That's what I got for you today, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you give this video a like. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And stop wasting your end buyers' time, damn it. You don't need to build a buyer's list. You need to go get some damn deals. Call damn leads. Let's go.